So I welcome you all, devotees, to today's session of date. It is day 10 for Glories of Holy Name on behalf of Namnist Prabhuji, who is the temple president, ISKCON Temple, Ulai in Mangalore. And let us pray to Shri Radha Govindji for their blessings and mercy upon us. ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य ज्ञानंजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ओम नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपेष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी। जयो श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we are on 10th day of Glories of Holy Name, and please raise your digital hand who would like to read this verse and the translation also.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Simply by chanting the holy name of Hari, the sinful man can counteract the reactions to more sins than he is able to commit. Brihad Vishnu Puran.
So this is a great assurance to those who are involved in chanting that even the sins that we are capable of committing, more than that, we are pardoned or we get freedom from those sinful reactions. You know, when we commit a sin, there is a sinful reaction. So sin has got a cycle. In fact, we will come to it later on. But cycle, sometimes, you know, there is a propensity, there is a desire to commit some kind of sin, and sometimes it is in the seed form or beach form. There is a propensity or intention to commit suicide that is inherent, that is kutam, and there is a bijam, which is, that means there is a possibility that in future it may be committed, sin might be committed. And why it happens, kutam and bijam, they come from ignorance or avidya. So what happens when some of the when sins are mature, they become our prarabdha, they are fructified, and we have sufferings. And some are carried over as aprarabdha to next life, or or in the same life to some later date when they become manifest. So prarabdha, that our aprarabdha, or in all kind of sinful reactions, they are result of our ignorance. Ignorance that we are body, we are not the soul. We do not identify ourselves spiritually. So that is the reason, and also we do not have much faith, firm faith or resolute faith in Krishna consciousness. That is why we commit mistakes or sins rather. So this is a beautiful verse. By simply by chanting one holy name of Hari, a sinful man can counteract the reactions to more sins than he is able to commit. So this is Brihat Vishnu Puran. Namno hi yavatisa pap nirharne hare tavat kartum na saknoti patkam pataki naraha. A person may commit whatever his capacity is, he may commit that much, but beyond that capacity also, was if somebody chants the holy name of Lord Krishna, then he is get freedom from the sinful reactions. So this is a verse. Yes, Chanda Mataji, please continue. You raised hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Lady crossing river by chanting name of Hari. There was a very learned Brahmana Pandit. He was very good in Vedic rituals and a very respected man. A young cowherd girl, Lakshmi, used to bring milk from the other side of the river. She wake early in the morning, bathed the cows and milked them. She even cooked for her old father and set out to deliver milk. She used to pray that the boatman comes in time so that she can deliver the milk to the Brahmana in time.
Yeah, so
Harish.
yeah, you would like to summarize what you've read, Mataji?
This is a story of a milk man and a girl. Uh, a Brahmana Pandit. He was a very learned person, and he is very good in Vedic rituals, and he was a very respected man. So the young girl called Lakshmi, her name is Lakshmi, and she used to go and sell the milk to other side of the river. So she used to wake up early, and she does his all the early morning rituals like bathing the cow and milk them, and she even cooked something for her old father and set out to deliver the milk. And she used to pray that the boatman should come on time so that she reaches the other side of the river to deliver the milk on time.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Shashmita Mataji.
One day, the boatman was late, and the cowherd girl was late in bringing the milk. The Brahmana requested her to bring the milk before sunrise. But the next day, when she reached the shore, the boatman was not there. Unfortunately, she was late again. The Brahmana was very annoyed with her.
So, would you like to summarize something?
As another day when he was taking the milk, one day the boatman was late, and that day the boatman didn't come on time and he was late. So then Brahmana requested her that he asked her to get the milk before sunrise. As before the sunrise, if you get early, it will be very easy for us. But the next day, when he went near the shore, the boatman was not there. Again, she was late. That day when she reached there, the Brahmana was very annoyed, was very angry with her.
Thank you, Mataji. So, would you like to summarize, or is it okay? So far we have heard that there was a Brahmana who was living in his bhajan kutir, and he used to do early morning worship of Lord. And there was a girl on the other side of river who used to bring milk for this Brahmana for worship of Lord. And also she was used to get up early in the morning to do her household course, and thereafter wait for the boatman to cross the river, and she used to deliver. So this was a routine, but she used to get delayed because of the boatman was not there in the morning when she wanted to cross over the river. So this happened once, that the Brahmana was very much upset that you are coming late, and before sunrise I have to complete my morning rituals. So I am very upset that you should come. So this is we have heard up to this point. So now next one. Anybody would like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Dubiji, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. She explained that she cannot cross the river without help of boatman, and she take up the first boat to bring him the milk. The Brahmana told her, the people cross the ocean of life by chanting the name of Hari, and you can't even cross the small river.
Yeah, so this is a message for everybody. He said casually that people cross the name ocean of the Sansar Sagar by just chanting the name of Hari, and you cannot cross the river. So let us see what happens now. Yes, anyone else?
May I?
Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Lakshmi took this seriously in her heart and thought, I wish Panditji and told me this situation early. Next day she reached very early and greeted Panditji. She was pretty surprised to see her coming without a boat. He asked her how she managed to come so early.
So the message given by Brahmana was taken to heart by by Lakshmi, that people cross this ocean, the ocean of world or sansar by chanting the name of Hari. Then how you cannot, why you cannot come passing through the river like this without boatmen? So she thought probably Brahmin was serious. And next day, what happens? She reached very early and greeted Panditji. He was pretty surprised to see her coming without a boat. He asked her, "How do you manage to come so early?" Because there was no boat on the bank of the river, and she had. Now, what she tells, yes, yes, someone else. Please unmute and continue.
May I tell you?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
She innocently replied, "The way you told me, Panditji, by chanting the name of Hari," and walked back over the water and called him to follow. Panditji followed her, but was very careful for his silk dhoti rather than to chant the holy name. Eventually, he fell down. Hare
Yes. So what happened, Mataji, here? What is
So here she innocently replied. So as the Panditji earlier that he told that everybody can cross the ocean by chanting the Hari name. Why can't you cross a small very small river? So she took it on her heart, and the next day she did the same, and she reached on time before the time, and she greeted. So he was very surprised, and then when he asked, so she replied that by chanting Hari name and walked back over the water and called him to follow. Then she said, "You just follow me and let's go back." So Panditji followed her, but what he did, he was not by heartily chanting the name. Instead, he was very careful that that the silk dhoti should not destroy or get muddy. So eventually, he fell down due to that.
So this is a how that pure devotee accepts or has a faith in Hari name of Lord. This is what has happened here. The girl took that message of Brahmana very seriously, and she actually walked over the water surface of the water of river. And she crossed. When she reaches, Brahmana is surprised, and when he's surprised, and she explains that, yes, you told me to uh, come walking over the river without the help of boatmen, so I have just come walking over the water of the river. And he couldn't believe it. So as a matter of creating faith in the mind of Brahmana, this lady asked, "All right, you also come along with me." Now that lady was innocent. She had full faith in the Hari name, that if I keep on chanting and keep on walking on the water, I will not drown or not sink, and I will cross this river. So she had firm faith. The key point here is she had the resoluteness of faith in Krishna. That is why she could cross. But the Panditji, on the other hand, he was very conscious of his precious silk dhoti, that it might get spoiled, get wet while walking on the water. He did not believe that he could walk in water. He had just said that message to her. So he just walks thinking of his dhoti that might get wet or something. He fell down and got into the river. Whereas the girl just simply walked like as if walking on the ground. She walked over the water and crossed the river. So the message now, what is this girl saying to Panditji? This is the message for all of us, in fact. Yes, yes, Mataji, please continue. Risha Jain Mataji.
The cowherd girl remarked, "Oh Panditji, if you were not thinking of Hari at all." Now Panditji realized that he was proud of learning and had no pure devotion towards the Lord. Only by pure loving devotion one can achieve the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But this cowherd, uneducated girl had full faith and devotion on the holy name and was able to cross the river.
It's very nice. Thank you, Mataji. So please summarize also for the benefit of everybody.
Yes, Prabhuji. So the cowherd girl said, "Oh Panditji, that you were not thinking of Hari at all. Matlab, while crossing the river, you were not thinking about Hari. You were taking care of your, silk dhoti." And now Panditji also realized that he was very proud of, very very arrogant about his learning and very proud of his learning, rather than having the pure devotion towards Hari. He was a little boastful and proud towards his learning. So one can so the ultimately the learning is one only by pure loving devotion towards the Lord one can actually achieve the mercy of the Supreme Lord.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Yes, Srila Mataji, would you like to summarize the entire story or this pastime? Srila Mataji? Whatever you remember, whatever you got hearing this pastime, please summarize. Hare Krishna. Please unmute yourself, Srila Mataji. Okay, so the story goes like this, that there is a Brahmana, or anybody else would like to summarize what we
Prabhuji,
have
may
heard
I?
from this story? Yes, anyone.
Yes.
Anyone.
So this is a story about a girl who is having faith in Lord Krishna and chanting the Hari name. So she was very poor and she was, as well, she was uneducated. So she used to sell milk, and she used to daily, she need to cross the river to go to the other side of the river to deliver the milk to the Brahmana. So daily, the morning ritual, like bathing the cow and milking it and cooking food for her father. After all the work, she managed to take the milk to other side of the river with the help of a boat. So daily, it is her work to deliver the milk to the Brahmana. So eventually, what happened one day, the girl got late. As the boatman was late on that day, she got a bit late to deliver the milk. So the Brahmana, he was so furious, and he said, "You can't cross a small river. Many of the knowledge, the spiritual or whatever that people they used to they have walked on the water. Why can't you do it?" So by hearing this, the girl took on her heart, and the next day, by chanting the holy name of Harinama, she walked on the river, and she crossed the river, and she reaches before time, and she greeted the Brahmana. And by seeing that, the Brahmana got surprised. Oh wow, how you came early today? So she explained that yesterday what you said, I have done the same thing, and I have chanted Hari name, and I have crossed the river easily, and I reached here before time. So show this truth and to make the Panditji believe on her, she asked him to follow her, and she will show that how she crossed the river. So the same thing she did it, that chanting the Hari name, and the Panditji also followed. But the girl was totally immersed, and she was totally into the Harinama, and she was totally devoted and dedicatedly she was chanting. But the Panditji, he was just he though he was chanting the name, but his mind was on his silk dhoti, that he was very careful that it should not get destroy or muddy or something like that. So after crossing, she said, "Kisse Panditji, you were not by heartily you were chanting the Hari name, due to which this happened with you. You should be heartily dedicate yourself into the devotion so that you will get attached to the Hari." So the Panditji got the realization, and he said, "Yes, it's my mistake that I was for the materialistic thing. I was so careful about my silk dhoti, and where the cowherd girl was, she was not the learned person, but as well as she was not educated. She has given the most valuable, teaching to the Panditji. So one should chant the Hari name with the full devotion and."
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. So, Srila Mataji, what is the key point or takeaway message from this story? Yes, Srila Mataji, please unmute yourself. Anyone would like to?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, please, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The theme of the complete story is that you have to chant the name of God by heart, because most of the time we do puja part and all these things. These are the outer things which we must perform, but we at the same time we must take the name of God by heart. And if you do chanting by heart or take Hari Nam, then you can overpass or pass this material world, Bhavasagar, as told in the story. So that lady who was giving milk, she also did the same, though she was not educated, but she had strong faith in God, and she was chanting the name of God by heart. Whereas that Pandit ji who had good knowledge of everything, he was doing all those things, but he was not chanting the name of God by heart. So this was the basic difference, and that is why he was also not able to cross the river.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody
Okay,
would
thank
like to add anything more to what Prabhuji has told very so nicely?
Yes, Prabhuji, may I try?
Yeah, please, Mataji.
Okay. So the learning from this story is that the pure devotion is required. So, the people might be knowing, might have read the books and books and, the yathats, but ultimately the pure devotion towards the God is what actually matters. If one is, doing everything and chanting the holy name, but his mind is maybe, stuck into this material desires, then that chanting is also not very successful. I mean, so devotion towards the God, your concentration towards the God is required. When then only you'll be able to you cross the bhavsagar.
Thank you, Mataji. So that is the
And
beautiful message.
Prabhuji, one more thing, the bhava is important. That what bhava you are holding in your heart and how you are chanting. That is the most important thing. Whether you have the materialistic thing to perform ritual or not, or whether you are having knowledge or not, most important thing is the bhava. With what bhava you are urging to chant the Hari.
Thank you, Mataji. Now, let us examine another aspect. What about the gopis of Vrindavan? How do we see gopis of Vrindavan in this light?
Bhava, with the bhava. So with the full devotional bhav, they were just into Krishna. They were like the Krishna is within them only, and merging totally with that and chanting Hari name.
Yes. Any other devotee's opinion regarding the bhakti of gopis and gopas in Vrindavan? How do we compare them with Lakshmi in this case?
Prabhuji, I feel, when the gopis, Krishna ji was himself in front of those gopis. So I feel those were quite fortunate and the most lucky people in the world that the Krishna ji was himself there. And moreover, when the Krishna ji himself is there, then I mean, then nobody will go for the material desires. They will actually fall in love with Krishna and will feel about him and do the actions accordingly, which may please Krishna.
Yes. And
Prabhuji, one more thing that all the gopis, they just left the environment, the materialistic, where they are, how they are, what is their condition, in what way they are. They were just totally out of the present, the materialistic environment.
very nice.
So totally much.
So we can see 3 points as all of you have, I would like to summarize what you have mentioned. First is firm faith in the name. Second is confidence that name will be coming to my rescue at every point. Third is there is no, when you are, third is pure devotional service, as Mataji pointed out. Gopis, no education, no scripture reading, no knowledge of Shastras is required when devotion comes. it is only bhava, as Mataji says. So these aspects are the key points in this story. The Lakshmi had firm faith in what Brahmana said, that I can cross this Sagar or the world of ocean by walking over the water also. When people, the world is so big, materialistic, Sagar is so huge and big. When people can cross that much oceans or those seas and oceans, then why cannot a small river? So the girl had taken the words as such to firm faith and believe that probably I can cross. When Brahman says he is a learned person, she was not learned, she was not even educated. Same thing happened with gopis also. They had not studied any scriptures or shastras or Puran or Upanishads. They had simple, they were very simple at their heart and mind, and they had full faith in Krishna. They had full love for Krishna. And similar thing happened. How innocent the Gopas were, you will remember in Govardhan Lila, that all when Krishna was holding for 7 days Govardhan, Giriraj Govardhan on his little finger for 7 days, the Gopas were concerned. This boy so is small, 5 year, 6 year old only. The mountain is so heavy. They what they do? They brought out their sticks from their home and they put on the base of the mountain so that they can help Krishna. Because that kind of innocence, that kind of faith, that kind of love we have to have when we talk about devotion or devotional service to Krishna. Krishna is very merciful. If we do take one step, he takes 10 steps towards us. But what he wants, our bhava, our pure devotion service, our pure bhakti, our pure faith and conviction in him. In Lord has said in Bhagavad Gita in 2.41, Vyavsayatmika buddhir eke kuru nandana. He is a child of Kuru dynasty. Firm resolutiveness in my name or Krishna is the only way. Bahushakha anantascha buddhayo vyavsayani enam. Those people who have multiple faiths or multiple branches of faith in their mind, they are never firm in their faith. So this is the message, that we have to have firm faith in the name. We have heard so many 10 episodes till now, but our mind is still wavering. Our faith in Krishna's name is still not firm there. And this lady could cross taking the name of, whereas the learned Pandit Brahmana, who was so learned in the scriptures, he was concerned more about his material possessions, getting spoiled his silk dhoti, rather than focusing on Harinam. So this is the message here, that we have to have full faith, full devotion. Now, what is faith basically? Anybody would like to define what we understand by faith or firm faith? Any vague idea?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Madhu.
Faith is living all the outcomes, the action which we are doing, and the phala which we desire to earn. That totally surrendering and devotionally giving into the lotus feet of Krishna. That whatever I'm performing, having that faith, you will take care of, and you are the owner, you are the giver, you are everything. That is the faith. And however, whichever the condition will perform and whatever will happen, just having faith that you are the everything. So that is one.
Any other concept of faith? Any Prabhuji or Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Please.
Prabhuji, today I have heard a story of a bhakta, Amal. He was not actually a great devotee of Krishna, and he was working with a great man, and that man actually wanted to cure his wife. That's why he was worshipping Lord Krishna. And later his wife she died. Then further he lost his faith and his devotion towards Krishna, and he threw his his murti, what he has of Krishna, out of his house. Later, this man Amal, he brought all those Krishna's sculpture at his home, and he started not worshipping, because he was not actually great devotee, as such a simple person, that someone has came at my home, and how I can serve that person. And he was thinking that if this god actually existed once, then his mother Yashoda was actually taking care of him. That's why in such a way he was taking care of such a sculpture of Krishna. Later, he started actually developing his love and his conviction towards Krishna. And one day, what happened? This man was saving a girl, and he burned his face. But he was actually still he was worshipping Krishna, and or say he's doing all his good gestures towards Krishna. Later, one day his friend said, why don't you ask something from him, if you're thinking that he is actually a Lord God? He said, I'm not actually believing him, but I'm just thinking that once somebody is at my home, and as I'm serving to my guest, I will serve to him. As I'm serving to my family man, I'm serving to him. So his heart was actually very pure. After some time, someday, he got a message that his mother is no more, and she wanted to go Vrindavan. But this man actually can't help his mother. Later, one day he was saying to his friend that I don't know, I was crying for my mother, and actually I wanted to go Vrindavan. And at the middle of night, I'm actually listening a flute music from this sculpture of Lord Krishna. Then his friend said, why don't you ask having again your good face as you were just before burned from the fire. So he said, okay, but I'm actually not, I don't want anything from him, because I could remember that his prior master, that he was actually wanted his wife should be cured because of he's worshipping Krishna, but she died and he lost his faith. So he said, I don't want anything such kind of that, because if I wanted something from God, and if the God is not going to fulfill such, then I will lost my faith. I will lost my devotion. But I don't want anything that I could lost him, because I'm just only want this person, this Lord Krishna must be with me. Later, one day, his friend said, all your friends, all your neighbors are saying that he can't see your face even. Though then he said, okay, I will pray to my Lord that please cure my face, that all these people must not get afraid because of me. So he prayed to God, and Lord Krishna said, okay, one day you go to the bank of Yamuna, and please take a bath there. Then after that you will be cured. He went there, and he will be cured, and he became cured. So his friend said, I'm so surprised that now you are cured. He said, yes, Lord Krishna told me that you want anything. I said nothing. I just only want that these people must not get afraid because of me. So what I actually learned from this, if you're worshiping God because you want something, and if that particular material thing is not going to be fulfilled, you will lost your faith. Faith is something that in whatever the condition you are in, and you will be in, you will always have love and affection. I would say the word love and affection here, that your love and affection, your devotion will be always true towards God or Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mata. So beautiful story. So the message is same as happened with Lakshmi. So faith can be defined as unflinching confidence in something. Unflinching, without any undeviated confidence, without any motivation, without any expectation for results. Because that Lakshmi she was unmotivated. She had the duty to deliver the milk. Her confidence was that what Panditji has told me or Brahman has told me is correct, and I can cross the water. She had unflinching confidence and faith in the words of Brahmana. That is why she could walk over the and chanting the Hari name, because she was confident, if I chant Hari name, I will be able to cross this river. And this happened, but this did not happen with the Brahmana whose devotion was not pure. He was materially contaminated. He was a jnani only. He was not a bhakta. He was jnani because he had read lot of scriptures and he was proud of his knowledge. We just heard. So what Lord wants us, that he wants undeviated faith and confidence in him, in his name. And how if normal person, a mundane person will think that dream was maybe just a dream story. It is because mind is subconscious and we get some ideas so that convert into dreams. But this person, Krishna's message, he believed Krishna's message. He has full faith that what Krishna has said will come true. So he got cured of that disease by taking a bath in the river Yamuna. So when we have faith, the immediate effect is that we develop some kind of intelligence within us. When there is intelligence, we develop some kind of self-realization that Paramatma is within my heart, and whatever Paramatma is saying or is prompting us to do, we should obey. So that when we develop, faith, then we have confidence. First is confidence, second is faith, and when there is faith, there is intelligence wakes up and there is self-realization. Then mind is always fixed on one thought, that God is there. Avashya rakshave Krishna. Avashya rakhive Krishna. Krishna will definitely protect. So a pure devotee, out of pure devotion, always is confident that Krishna is his the closest friend and he will always protect him. And this has happened with Arjuna also. Arjuna, they were friends only. Only in the first at the end of first chapter, Arjuna surrenders to him and accepts his superiority. Earlier, he was talking to him like a friend. So, what what message we get here is that we should have full confidence and faith in Harinam, and he is the only support rescue for us in this material world. And whatever is best for us for future we cannot see, he will give us, and we should be satisfied with it. So this is the message here of this theme. So
Prabhuji,
yes.
and the faith is the only thing that due to which the Srinivasa's son was liberated by Mahaprabhu Chaitanya.
Yes, that we have heard so many places we have heard. Even Jagat Matai came to realize that the Supreme Lord is before them. Even the Gopal Guru he was so intelligent, he could see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was so, the chanting was stopped by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while going for attending a call for nature. So Gopal Guru was such a pure soul that he thought that if somebody passes away during this state, without chanting name, what shall be his destination? So they were all aware of, and so many things we have heard about. Nityanand, touchstone also.
Yes.
He just, this Brahmana from Varanasi, he just threw away the touchstone because something more precious was to be given to him by Lord Nityananda. So Nityananda gave him what? Harinam, because that was most precious. The message is that our material belongings, our material thoughts, they condition our soul, and we forget our relationship with Lord Krishna. We are part and parcel of Lord, and we are not only part and parcel, but Lord is present in our heart, as soul, as super soul also. Soul is individual Atma, and super soul is Paramatma. So he is
How
present in our.
glorious are those whose tongues are chanting your holy name in the morning.
Yes, Mataji, would you like to read this translation of these words?
Oh, how glorious as they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the families of dog eater, each person are worshipable. Sorry. The person who chant the holy name of your lordship must have executed all kind of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all the good manners of the Aryans. To the chanting of holy name of your lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. Srimad Bhagavatam 3 by 37 by 7.
So this is, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the families of dog eaters, such persons are worshipable. A person, that means for chanting, birth is not important. Your caste is not important. Society, country, nothing is important. Anybody can chant anywhere, irrespective of his religion, irrespective of his nationality, irrespective of his caste or birthplace, anything. Even the dog eaters. So, and we know Hari Das Thakur story also in this respect. Persons who chant the holy name of your lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all the good manners of the Aryans. What are the good manners of Aryans? Attaining knowledge, doing sacrifices, that is Gyan and Karma. Nishkam Karma or Gyan, these are two other pathways to reach Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the easiest path is Bhakti Marg, or the devotional service, rendering devotional service to Lord. So a person who is rendering devotional service, in fact, is already a Jnani and already a Nishkam Karmi, because he has surpassed all these basic steps and had reached the ultimate stage of Bhakti Yoga. So this is the message here. Persons who chant the holy name of your lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities, penances, and fire sacrifices, and achieved all the good manners of their end. To be chanting the holy name of your lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. So there is the message is there is no qualification, pre-qualification required for chanting of holy name of Lord. A person who is chanting with pure heart or the holy name of Lord, he has already visited all the pilgrimages, he has already done pilgrimages, he has taken bath in all the holy rivers, he has read all the scriptures, he has done all kind of sacrifices, austerity and penances, and he is as good as a qualified Aryan should be. So the Bhakti Marg or the devotional service to Lord surpasses all other kind of activities. In Gita, we know this is what Lord has said, that the karma kandis, fruitive activities, non-fruitive activities, thereafter Nishkam karma, thereafter yoga, then Ashtanga yoga, then also Gyan, reading scriptures and attaining lot of knowledge. All these things are not required when you are in direct devotional service mode or direct in the Bhakti Marg. It is the easiest to attain. Whereas we discussed earlier that in Kali Yuga, our memory is short, lifespan is very short, so we cannot do these sacrifices, penances, austerities. We cannot do karma, can't. Nishkam karma is very difficult to attain. And also gyan, getting gyan, for that we will need many, many thousand years of lives to attain jnana or do Nishkam karma. But if one does, we have just read that if one does just Bhakti, Harinama or Sankirtana or Harinama Jap, then one can get freedom from all the sins that he is capable of. Not only that, but much more, many more sins that he is not even capable of performing. So this is the glory of Nama. This is our last chapter. Ahoprat अहोपत स्वत पाचो तो गर्यान यज्ञ ग्राहिण वर्तते नाम तुभ्यम ते पुस्त पस्ते जुह्वा ससुरार्या ब्रह्मानूर चूर्णाम granantit yete. So this is the meaning of this verse. Translation: oh, how glorious are these whose tongues are chanting glorious holy name, because they have already done all kind of gyan, all kind of karma, all kind of yoga, because this is what is described in basically the Vedas. Fruitive activities and their the fruits, the results of their fruits, these are activities, they are described in Vedas. So one who is chanting, he has already attained this much of knowledge and he is already at a higher stage. So this we have read. Cowherd remark to Panditji. Yeah, somebody would like to do it? Pankaj Prabhuji? Please read this one. Yes. Srila Mata, you may read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
The cowherd girl remarked, "O Panditji, you were not thinking of Hari at all." Now Panditji realized that he was proud of learning and had no pure devotion towards the Lord. Only by pure loving devotion one can achieve the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But this cohort, uneducated girl had full faith and devotion on the holy name and was able to cross the river.
Thank you, Mataji. So this verse we have. Any questions related to today's topic or this theme? We can start chanting.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
as we have talked about gopis, so can I sing 2 lines?
Yeah, please, Mataji. Sure.
Hare Krishna. Jayati tedhikam janmana vrajaha Shrayata indira shashvatatrahi daitadrishata deshotavata svaidrita swa swam vichinvate Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So, we will chant 4 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra very quickly. Is my screen visible? Please keep your Japmala ready.
Yes, Prabhuji, visible.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Om Prabhu Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare